Okay, hello everyone. It's I, Chastity White Rose, and it's been a long time since I've actually really played my own Tetris game that I've made. Because I worked hard on making this game, and I'm currently running Chaste, the SDL version, on OBS. Well, I'm recording and streaming with OBS Studio, but I'm on Mac OS X. So I have a MacBook Pro, and my game works on this. But I'm not very good at streaming yet using a MacBook. But since I'm using OBS, I've kind of got it customized. So you should be seeing the title screen. It shows some basic information about how this game was made. Okay. And so I had started a move log. Okay. A move log is a feature of my game where it stores the moves that you do as you play the game. So there's a file that when you exit the game, all the moves you've done during the game will be saved to that file. And trust me, coding that took a long time to get it just right. I had some bugs to work out, but this is a complete Tetris game, and I'm gonna make a good attempt to really play it and stream it well. But before I get too far, um, I want to check and see how my stream is doing. I'm gonna use my phone as an aid to see what is happening on Twitch because I want to be able to see um, let's see here. I want to be able to see for sure if the stream is really working. Okay. So it looks like nobody's in the chat right now, but it appears that I have it appears it's live right now anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check my phone occasionally. Yeah, I'm just going to totally check my phone occasionally here because it's difficult to play this game and talk about it while checking the chat. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the game here. Now you see we have the I block. Now what I'm about to do here is I'm going to press the I key and it's going to save the game. So we're going to save the game at the beginning states here. Okay. So, and that's going to come handy later. But another thing I'm going to do, and this is what I love about, see, this MacBook has a camera. So what I'm going to do here is now you will see my video feed here. Now, it's important to know that when I first made this Tetris game, I originally had the Tetris board be on the left side of the screen, and then I had all the stats and stuff be on the right side of the screen. So technically, if I had done it that way still, that would have allowed me a lot more space. Like if I wanted to have my video feed bigger. And now it's technically not hard. So I'm not going to worry about that because I like the way, because the way the game normally works, the way it looks is just like this. You have the right side that has some basic stats, like, well, what you've pressed or what's happened recently. The left side has the color changing logo, has all the stat information, the current time elapsed, and in the middle, of course, is where the game board is. And if I ever want to make my screen like, ooh, okay, wait, yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Well, that's actually what my whole screen looks like right now. That's my entire screen on my Mac OS. And that's not bad. Okay, so see this, so I have this scene yeah, okay, so I have this scene. This is what it looks like when I'm using only my camera. I have this scene over here, which is for something else. Okay, and then this scene is what I'm using for Chaste. So let's see here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually start playing the game, and I'm going to show you that this is a valid Tetris game. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you the way I normally go about this. So normally the way I go about this is now I'm going to show you something. See this? Oops. I didn't mean to do that, see? Well, actually, I made an accident on purpose. You can ask my mom about that one. Anyway, so yeah, see, now I press P and I reload the game. See, I can save the game by pressing I and reload it by pressing P. So that's something that I can do. And my Tetris game allows you to go back and fix mistakes. That's one of the characteristics of my particular game that makes it so cool. So here is where it gets interesting, and I like to save the game fairly frequently so that I can go back and fix mistakes. Because the thing about Tetris is it's a great puzzle game. It's a puzzle game such that if it's a slow speed and if you know what you're doing, you can avoid too many mistakes. But if you make a mistake, traditional Tetris is actually pretty unforgiving, and it takes a long time to recover from a mistake. So, my game allowing people to undo their mistakes and go back, like if somebody was to do something like this and put this down wrong, then reload. And also notice something. When you reload, notice the move counter goes back down to what it was. I got to tell you, I spent over a year perfecting this game. So anyway, so what I like to do, and this is my basic ST stacking start. ST stacking is a style of stacking that's a little bit difficult to pull off. It's just a little bit difficult here. Let's see here. I haven't actually used the hold feature, but there's going to come a time where I will want to. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'm going to try placing this here for now. Then see, at the start of the game, you want to place two red pieces and two purple pieces. See, in order to get the occasional flat stack on the left side, you have to use two of the purple T blocks in order to make it work right. It's kind of complicated, but I you know I can explain it perhaps a little bit later, but it's a little bit odd. So let's see here. Now here's an interesting trick here. I'm okay, here's what I'm going to do. ST stacking takes a lot of planning. It takes a whole lot of planning. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to press C. Now, no, look at this. You notice how C is hold block when it shows that? I can switch back and forth between the blocks. You have infinite hold, but C, so I'm reloading the game. So notice that I had nothing in hold here because I reloaded it and we had the O block or the yellow block. So if I press C, then it saves the O block for later use. And then I can place the orange and the green. Now, what's really cool about my particular Tetris game is the fact that it, it lets you, hold blocks infinitely, lets you save and reload, and the move log feature, which I plan to show later, is really cool. So now see here how we have this. So now we have that. And and also the blocks come in the exact same order every time. Which I admit makes the game a little bit easier than it typically is. I mean, that's part of the fun though. That's totally part of the fun. But the thing about this is that once you have it set up pretty nicely, you can actually just keep doing some really cool stuff. So like, let's say here we have this, we have this, we have this, and this, and now it's a good time to save, and we're going to place this I block down here. ST stacking is actually, now you'll notice that when I'm doing it in my own game, it's really slow. And that's because my game, there's no hard drop. Like you can totally soft drop them all the way down, and then when you are already down almost to the bottom and then press down again, then it spawns the next block, but not before. So this gets a little bit interesting how this works. But so it's exceptionally slow. Whereas if you're playing official Tetris games, the action is a little bit more fast paced because you have hard drops and you're trying to move fast because you're trying to score in a limited amount of time, or you're playing versus mode and you have to play faster than your opponent. But this Tetris game is actually just meant to be relaxing. This is just meant to be relaxing. It's not meant to be a stressful Tetris game. So what I'm gonna do is, because it's not easy to read chats while I'm doing this, and I'm gonna make sure everything's going well here. I think my stream's still going well. Oh, I have one viewer. Okay, so there's definitely one viewer. So, okay, yeah, let's see here. Now, I have the category set to just chatting, but nobody yeah, that's because I'm talking about my game, and there is a category for this game because I published it on Steam. The problem is I completely fail at Steam. So I had published it originally as a Windows only game, and then but it worked on Linux because I have like Proton emulation on Linux. But then I tried to release a Linux version, and after I did so, then it stopped working on Linux. I don't know why. I don't understand like the Steam tool. I don't understand it. But I mean, this game, for anybody who's curious about how you play this game, it's available on itch.io. Also, I have a Patreon account where you can download this. Like, there's downloadable versions for Windows and Linux. Now, I haven't published the Mac version. I have it compiled on my own MacBook, but because I don't know very much, like I don't know, I can put it into a zip file. I can do that, but I don't know if it'll run on anybody else's MacBook, or because it may depend on libraries that I installed through Homebrew. I installed a whole bunch of things on this MacBook with Homebrew, and it runs on my MacBook, but it probably won't run on anybody else's MacBook unless they install the Xcode tools and do all that work. So I don't know. This is funny. But anyway, I got quiet because I had a thought. And sometimes I have thoughts and then they go away. Okay. Um, but yeah, see, here's the one of the unique things about this. I want to show you. Okay, well, see, this is one of those interesting times because I'm going to show you. There's not really a good place to put this because, see, if we put it down like that, see, that covers and we can't do anything there. If we put it like this, well, technically, well, actually, let's try that. Let's try that. And see, the great thing is if you want to try something and it turns out to not work, well, you can go back and reload so it's not the end of the world. That's what I love about my own Tetris game here. Okay, now this is very fun. Now, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place that yellow. Then I'm going to place that there. Somehow I made it work. See, somehow I made it work, guys. This is really cool. And so what I'm doing is I had previously done a move log of up to 40 lines is what I had done. And then I tried to back that up, but I think I actually still have it on my Linux computer. Well, my other computer has Windows and Linux, but I use Linux more than Windows. So let's see here. So what I'm going to do here is notice how the stack's getting a little bit high. This means it's time to do this and then clear Tetris and bring the stack down lower. And you have to do that maybe every 20 lines or so. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Well, yeah, so look at this. So there's two ways to do this. There's there's counterclockwise and put it down there, but then there's also reloading and then just clockwise. And it takes fewer moves. Now, it's not too big a deal how many moves it actually takes to do something. It's not really the biggest deal in the world. Um, let's see here. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. So, yeah, see the thing is this kind of stacking style is actually really hard to do. Now, I know I make this look easy, but that's only because, one, I've practiced this. I can actually do ST stacking relatively frequently, like as long as I'm playing on a lower speed and I'm playing single player. Um, I can actually play this at a rather reasonable speed. So that's nice. But when it comes to like if you were playing a version of Tetris like the old ones where there was I messed that one up. Wait, that's not right. Okay. That's okay, that is so not right. Okay, let's see. We're gonna put this down, then we're gonna put this down. Yeah. See, because of the fact that I can go back and undo mistakes, that makes this particularly interesting. Okay, so here we have that. But the hold feature was introduced, at some point where in all Tetris games, now you have the option to hold a block and store it for later use. And that's exceptionally helpful. If you didn't have the hold feature, you couldn't do ST stacking. And back before the hold feature was introduced in these games, it was very different indeed because back in those days, um, you didn't have T-spins anyway, and the best way to play, the best way to score was just clearing Tetrises. Now it says that I have one viewer right now, but it doesn't say who they are. It doesn't say who they are, so I don't know who's watching. I really don't. Now this is where it gets interesting. You see this? My current setup that I have here is different because I can't clear a T-spin double. And so if I was to come down here and do that, well, it doesn't quite work, and I've ruined my back-to-back. Think that's the thing about it. So let's see here. Hmm. Oh, wait a minute. I wonder what happens if I do that. I'm just gonna try something. This is probably a really bad idea, but I'm just gonna try something kind of freaky. I'm just gonna totally try something here. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. This could be a really bad idea. Yeah, that looks like a really bad idea. Okay. So here's the thing that would be the most logical sense thing to do is I need to place some more purple on the left side here. That's what I have to do. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that. Then we're going to do this. Okay, so then let's see here. What I want to do is place this I block over here, and then we're going to use this L block that way. Then we're going to place this down here. Then we're going to place this here. And then you see this? Now we've got the board in a flat state again. Now that's actually super cool, you see. Now you'll see that we actually have to do something with this. Yeah, we have to do something with this. Because we have to do something with the Z block, but we don't want it to. We already have one down there on the right, so we don't need to use this one. So I'm gonna place this flat, and then I'm gonna do something. I'm going to place that there that way, then that there that way, and then I'm going to do that and that. And then I'm going to place that one there. You see how the stack's getting dangerously high? That's kind of the way it goes. And 9 times out of 10, the reason ST stacking doesn't work is the stack gets too high and you top out. ST stacking is a horribly dangerous way to play this game. It's horribly dangerous. But you'll know that I have some tool-assisted speedruns showing perfect play, like my BizHawk one. My BizHawk ones where I play Apotris, that is a tool-assisted speedrun because it's an emulator. You can save and reload. In fact, my own game was sort of modeled based off of the ability of an emulator, the way it lets you save and reload the game. So I have structures in my code that like totally save and reload the entire game state. It's actually pretty cool. So now we've got this sort of going on. So here, see how we've got this? So now we've got a flat board. Now you may notice that the stack is getting a little bit too high, and we want to avoid the middle getting too high. That gets exceptionally dangerous because that's right where you top out if things go wrong. So now, here's what we're going to do. Now we're going to put down that Z block that I held, and then we're going to put this down here. Now, there we go. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save the game there, but what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to exit the game. I'm going to exit the game by pressing escape. Now, what I have to do next, and you won't necessarily see this, actually. Okay, but I'm actually opening a terminal on my machine here. So I'm going to copy omovelog.txt to imovelog.txt. And when I do that, that's going to change some things around. Okay. Yeah, actually... well, I don't want to screw up the stream. I don't really want to do that. So what I'm going to do now is, I don't know, I hope that I haven't messed up this stream. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, I'm going to load up the game again. Because we're going to just run the game. Okay, now we've got it here. Now the real question is... now that I have the game reloaded and the game is running again, will OBS automatically pick it up, or do I have to reselect it? So far it's not showing anything and the animation isn't playing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to properties, and now I'm going to go back to main SDL. Okay, there we go. So now you'll see there, yeah, see here, because there's me with my camera. Okay, there's me with the camera, and then here's my scene here. And so this is the title screen. So here we're back at the start. Now, keep in mind, I've exited the game, I've restarted it, and reset it up with OBS. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the game. We're going to try this out here, and we're going to see it work its magic. Hopefully this will work. You see that? Do you see that, people? See how all of the moves that I did before, see how they're all being played back in succession really fast? That's the mystery of my game. This is why my game is so special, because even though it took me like 20 minutes to play and clear 30 lines, and trust me, it doesn't even take me that long in normal gameplay, but I'm going super slow because this is an educational stream. I'm educating people and I'm promoting my own game, okay? I make no apologies for promoting my own Tetris game because this is a very special game. I've worked hard at making this game. And so now that I have it working, I've gotten up to 32 lines. So this means I can continue from where I left off. So now here's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to save the game. So now you'll if you pay attention, you'll notice that there's the issue that the stack is getting so high that it could be potentially dangerous. Because if it gets too high, well then we'll top out. But luckily, we have the option to clear Tetrises and lower the stack again. And so you'll notice that the stack is really high right now because putting 2 additional purples to raise the left stack so that we could continue the pattern meant we got dangerously high, but now we're slowly lowering it again. And that is what's kind of beautiful. Okay, so here we've got that. We're going to continue the pattern here. So let's see. An interesting one. I think what I'm going to do for this is I'm actually going to place that there. We're going to place this here. Yeah, see, I've got it going on, man. Like I've really got this going on because you'll notice that I do the left side, I do mostly with the blue and yellow blocks. That's kind of the way I roll. That's kind of the way I do it. Okay, so I mean, I am very proud of myself that I managed to get a working Tetris game here because that's just not one of the easiest things to do. Oh. And since Tetris Effect Connected and Puyo Puyo Tetris, the only officially licensed Tetris game that you can play is the official Tetris.com website where it like runs directly in the web browser. So, I mean, that's cool. And see, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lower the stack again, doing it that way. But as you see, as long as you have the ability to undo mistakes, it's not too hard to get this to keep going. So let's see here. We're up to 50 lines, which is actually further than I got in my previous stream. Because normally I play the game offline while I'm not on a stream, and then I have these streams that run really fast, but it runs too fast and people can't really see what's happening. So it's not exactly, it's just not exactly the best show. Now, what I want to do though, I want to start doing something here because you'll note that I've been using the green and orange in the center there. But there's no reason that it has to be that way. In fact, it's totally possible, as you saw in that one example, to incorporate the green and orange into the left side. So I'm going to show you something. Instead, we're going to place the blue and the yellow there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do that there. So then, this is where it gets a little tricky. Because, now it doesn't work as well. Obviously, the blue and yellow on the left side works the best. But let's say that if we want to do something, like let's put that there. And then we have to find a way. Okay, I'm going to try something. And if I mess this up, I can just reload. So it's not the biggest deal in the world. So now we're going to place that there. We're going to place that there. Then we're going to place this there. And now you'll see we have another green. So what we need to do is we need to use this eye here, and then we can place this green over here. So you can totally do some freaky stuff like that. You can mix it up. But for the most part, it does seem to work better, at least in my particular game, because of the way the pieces are ordered. It does seem to make more sense to do the blue and yellow on the left, and then keep the orange and green for the center. But let's try something. Let's try something. All right, we're gonna do that there, then we're gonna do this here. Then we're going to do this. Then we're going to do this. And now you see, I can do that there. And see, we haven't topped out yet. We're very close. Also, if you want to see something, if you want to see what it looks like when you top out, check this out. See that? You can't, like, it's messed up. But I can reload. See, by reloading the game, I undo all mistakes. Okay. Hmm. How interesting. See, now things have gotten a little bit complicated because the stack's dangerously high. So what I'm going to do there, see what I'm doing there is I'm doing that. We're going to do this. And now we're going to put this down here. And then let's see. What am I going to do? What am I going to do with this? Tell you the truth, that's kind of interesting. This is really kind of interesting because I'm not too sure where I'm going with this because I'm running out of options. So how shall I proceed with this mess? Okay, we're gonna place the orange there, and then we're going to place this flat and that flat. Oh, wait. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, something is not right here. Something is totally not right. See, oh, and see, I can back up to there, but I can, because I have multiple save states, by the way, in case you didn't know. But I'm going to go back to this most recent one, because with this, you see, I can try to see, is there a way to save this particular situation? Is there a way? Because I'm not honestly that sure if there is. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do that, and we're going to do that, then we're going to do that, then place that there, then we're going to do that. Ah, now we can place the I block down here. Okay, we're up to 66 lines. Now, the fact that I've been doing this all in one stream is actually quite impressive. So now, let's do this. We'll do this. Yeah, I'm doing it. Just for the sake of example, I'm going to show you the way that, yeah, I'm going to show you how I can play faster. I can actually play this a lot faster. But I've been going slow because I want people to be able to see how this all works. So if I go with the known pattern of the way this usually works, then we should be able to do some interesting stuff here. Yeah, I'm playing quite dangerously. I'm gonna have to clear another Tetris to lower the stack very soon is what I'm gonna have to do. So I'm going to put this there, this there, this there, and then I'm going to that there, clear a Tetris. Yes, there it goes. Now I've got it. So now that we've gotten that lowered, I can put this red block down, and then I will be able to put that purple, swapping between the red and the purple, or the magenta as it technically is. It's one of the most essential things you really have to learn how to do with this game. Without hold, you would just have to stack Tetrises. That would be the ideal way to do it. And in fact, there was a speed run I did stacking only Tetrises as fast as I could. So let's see here. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm totally doing this game. Yeah, see, I'm up to 84 lines. I'm going to go to 100 lines in this first stream. That's the way I'm going to do it. Usually, the best thing to do is to have an I block on hold, because for the most part, that means with the way the pieces work, you can usually just kind of optimize it and have to do fewer swaps. Not that it really matters, because this is not a speed-oriented game. Sure, the replay may look fast, but this game isn't actually meant to be played fast. This is meant to be played with precision. It's meant for accuracy, not speed. It's meant to be relaxing, not competitive or stressful. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this other eye block here. I'm going to place that there, that there, that there. Fun. We're up to 90 lines here. So let's put, wait, I did not mean to, see, I like to be in a few moves, so when I mess up, I like to just go back, re-rotate it, and try again for that block. Okay, so now, there we go. I'm almost to 100 lines, people. This is actually super cool. Yep, I have almost made it. And usually, if a person's playing the game normally, they're probably not even going to reach 100 lines, to be honest, because this stacking method is brutally hard, as Super Shocky himself said. If you don't know who Super Shocky is, he's basically the world champion when it comes to this particular style of stacking. Like, I believe he did something like 1,000 lines of ST stacking, and that's kind of hard. And I don't even know which program he used to do it. Like, because there's so many different Tetris clients. There's No Pomodoro, there's Multimino, there's the official Tetris games, there's this game, there's Apotris, there's Coltris, which I can't get to work on my computer, on any of my computers actually. But it was apparently a good old Java game, and it was very awesome. Okay, so now, yeah, here we are. So now I'm going to try this, then this, then this, and then, okay. This is gonna be fun. See that? Why I just kind of put that in there? That's actually pretty fun. So now, as you see, I have done 100 lines. I have reached 100 lines, people. This is awesome. And as far as I can tell, my stream has actually gone really well. It's actually gone extremely well. So I have confirmed that my Tetris game runs flawlessly, as does OBS, my streaming software. My camera works, my Tetris game I made works. Everything works. This is good. This is sort of a test stream, but I also want this video to serve as an example of my Tetris game, because this is probably one of the best presentations I've ever done, because I've explained so much about it. And now that I have my camera here on the right while you see the game field on the middle, that's ideal. So, and I have like no chats. Like, how come nobody is actually watching this? Like, this is some great content. I don't know. They're probably watching all the sexy girls on Twitch. That's probably what they're doing. That's probably why nobody watches me. Um, but anyway, I'm gonna do some more experiments. But I'm gonna end this stream, and I hope that somebody watches this and enjoys this, because I'm gonna download this video and upload it to my other platforms.